Hi, my name's Lori. I'm just your average person on a GLP-1 journey. I'm a 66, almost 67-year-old female. I've been on GLP-1s since probably about last week of January last year. So it's been about 10 months. I've lost over 50 pounds. So I want to tell you about my journey and see if I can help you with yours. I started because I've been overweight most of my life, most of my adult life. And every diet I tried, I would lose some weight and gain that back and then some. So I figured, what the heck, let me try some Tirzepatide. I first got it from an online pharmacy, which I liked them at first, but as I got to know them a little bit better, I realized they weren't so good. They were sending me pre-filled syringes, which technically you should never do. And I used them for about 6 months. I also want to tell you that I am not a doctor. I'm not giving out medical advice. I do work in the medical profession, but in medical imaging. So if you want to know about your CAT scans, your x-rays, and your MRIs, I'm the person to ask. As far as GLP-1, check with your provider. So the next pharmacy that I tried, I liked. They were just a little bit slow, and you had to see their practitioner for every single refill. So once a month, you would have to make an appointment, see the licensed professional, then get your dose. That was kind of a pain because I'm a working person. I work a lot. Next one I tried, I liked it, was Orderly. Everything was good. I did try their multi-dose options. Didn't like that at all. Didn't like the way it was sent. But overall, I did like them. And all of them seem to have lowered their prices, so that's good. I'm now trying a different pharmacy. So I started off at 2.5 just as everybody else did. And I was on it for a month and then went up to 5. I lost a lot of weight in the first few months, probably a little bit too fast. I wish I would have done it a little bit slower, but you know, when you're new to it, everything's new and it's a learning process, which is why I'm trying to make these videos to help everybody else. I wish I would have stayed on 2.5 a little bit longer because I did really well on it, but I guess every single telehealth and doctor wants to jump you up right away after the first month to 5, so that's what I did. I was on 5, I would say probably about 4 to 5 months. Did pretty well, but got into a major stall. And then I went up to 7.5. Did well on 7.5 for a few months. And then when I switched to Orderly, for reason unbeknown to me, they changed my dosage to 10. I did not like 10. Sorry, but my cat just came into the room, so we may get a little visit from the little kitty. One of the things about the compound that I do like is you could adjust your dose. I did not really like the 10. I went back down to 7.5, and I had the freedom to just, fill the syringe with the 7.5 dosage, which you cannot do on name brand. Being on Medicare, I can't get name brand unless I'm a type 2 diabetic, and no discounts, so that is why I use the compound. On the compound, I have had virtually 0 side effects. I think I had constipation once, in which case I used magnesium, which helped a lot. I used the Bio-Optimizer, which helped a lot. Occasionally I felt like maybe I was getting a little nauseated, and I drink a lot of water with element in it, and that's, a sip of the water seemed to help with the nausea, and that seemed to go away. One of the main reasons why I started on the element was that as I lost a lot of weight and fairly quickly, I used to have high blood pressure. I do not anymore. But I was still taking my blood pressure medication, not realizing that it had gone down. So I was in a store and I literally passed out. And I thought, well, I was working out, haven't eaten since like 7 o'clock last night. Here it is, 11 o'clock the next morning, I probably have low blood sugar. So this happened, I felt dizzy a couple of times, and I don't know, all of a sudden one time, ding, 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 bells went off in my head, and I decided, why don't I take my blood pressure? Well, it was 90 over 60. So that aha moment came to me, and I figured, it is my blood pressure. Fortunately for me, I had a doctor's appointment with my cardiologist a couple days later, and he told me to stay off of the blood pressure medication. Let's give it a try. It got a little bit better, but it was still feeling a little dizzy and it still would go a little bit low. Fortunately, like I said, I work in the medical profession in imaging, and my cardiologist happens to be the cardiologist for the imaging site that I work at. And when I told him about it, he said, salt is your friend. I have never really had a lot of salt because of the high blood pressure in the past, so I don't particularly like salty food unless it's French fries, which I'm not eating because I am trying to watch what I eat. So he told me about Element, and I suck on a bottle or two a day, and it seemed to have taken care of the problem. I think another side effect that I may not have had because of the GLP-1 medication is I had diarrhea maybe twice, nothing major. Not even sure it was from the GLP-1 or just something that I ate, or that I just shouldn't have had that type of food while on the GLP-1. I've changed my diet since I've been on the GLP-1, and I probably eat 90% fish. And my cardiologist was all for that because I went to see him because working in imaging, I threw myself into the CT scanner, did a calcium score, and it wasn't zero, it wasn't super high, it was like 128, which is higher than I would like it to be. So I went and saw him, and he suggested eating a little bit more fish. Me, tending to go a little bit overboard sometimes, I figured I'm going to eat mainly fish. I do eat some chicken, and about once, maybe twice a month, I will have beef, but I try to make sure it's a very lean beef, and I also try to make sure it's grass-fed and organic because they say that that's good for you. My cat's here, so if you see a little guest appearance, that would be the cat. Let me see if I could get him in here. There she is.